Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Clint Clothing, The Fog, T-Express, Dipag Inc., Overmind, Hoya Home. The Leandro Mai, a spoken word podcast, is powered by Upstream Media PH. And now, let's welcome our hosts, Mai and Leandro.
Hello!
Alam mo, dami laging pasabog ni Direk pag mag-i-start tayo. Nakaka-cut off guard tuloy ako. Anyway, welcome everyone ng Poetry. Welcome sa Leandro and Mai Spoken Word Podcast. Kami, Leandro and Mai, ang Poetry Podcast duo na maingay pero tahimik. Always reminding you na meron. Laging meron.
Yan. That intro was written by Mark de Maisip. If you want to introduce us on the next episode, message us on Twitter or Instagram. This week, we'll talk about Pokemon. I'm slightly kidding.
Wait lang. Kidding kasi ngayong gabi, makakasama natin si Serge, Gabriel ng Words Anonymous. Hi!
Hello! 1 hour of Pokemon!
Oh,
Yan. Sabi naman sa inyo, we listen to your requests and here we are. Sobrang excited ko yung makausap si Serge Gabriel at marinig ang mga pyesa niya lately.
yes, true! Tama ka dyan. Leandro Reyes, ano ba yung One Punch Man? At saka One Punch. na bother. Kasi nga, pop culture, ang galing mo doon.
Yes.
Anyway. So slightly kidding nga si Leandro kanina kasi ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay pop culture referencing. Kaya siya kaya siya may point na ganyan. Whatever. Ewan ko sa'yo. So why do we insert this device in our poems?
Yes. So, pwede nyo naisipin yung mga tanong nyo para kay Serge later. But for now, we would like to say hello to our early birds. Ang dami natin ngayong gabi. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Hello, hello. Ayan.
Kung early bird sila, ibig sabihin nagbe-bird watching tayo ngayon. Ayoko na. Ay, naka.
May Cantiliano. Ayan.
Ayan, mag-hello tayo. Hello, Stephanie Lopa. Hello, Trisha. Hello, Joey. Uy, nandito si Zoe. Anya na nasa kabilang kanto lang. Punta ako dyan sa mga susunod na araw. Si Emmy, nandito din. Simone, see you tomorrow. Si Josiah Moses. Hello. Uy, nandito ulit si Lester. Nakaabot siya. Dev. Yay, Serge, sabi niya. May mga naghihintay na kay Serge dito. Hi, Kix! Nandito din.
Kicks. Si Enzo.
Yes, si Enzo. At saka si Paula Chasas.
Siyempre.
Elise. Hi, Elise. Supportive.
Yan, okay. We'd also like to say hello to our friends from Dipolog, Dipag Inc. who always support our podcast. Our friends from Pampanga, Paper Soul, another poetry collective that always supports us and always here. Hello to you guys. Syempre sa Creepy Mac din, nakasama siguro ni Anya.
Nasa isang bahay sila.
At syempre hello sa mga friends natin from Words Anonymous.
Hello everyone. Grabe, namimiss ko na yung mga tao. Namimiss ko na yung community, yung person. Hindi yung cellphone lang.
Grabe, no? Yan. Para sa mga ka-tune in pa lang, Leandro and Mai, a spoken word podcast, is a weekly live podcast powered by Upstream Media PH. We run every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on this channel. On this podcast, we talk about poems and all the beautiful things that revolves around it.
Yan! Ay, bakit napindot ko agad? Maraming salamat sa mga sumusuporta sa podcast natin by giving us virtual tips. This go to producing content like this and other future projects. Slight emphasis of future na pinaniniwalaan pa rin nating lahat. Uulitin ko, katulad ng sinabi ko last time, mahirap lumaban ng walang tinatanaw na liwanag, kaya mata lagi sa liwanag. Wow,
Yeah.
mata lagi sa ring light.
Another way to support us is to share our channel with a friend or someone whom you think is interested in talking about poetry. With that, our question of the day is, who is your starter Pokemon? We always enjoy interacting with you. So kwento nyo yan dito or sa Twitter later, at Leandro and Mai. You can also comment down below.
Mamaya, gusto ko tanongin si Serge. Pero
Yeah.
mamaya na.
It's a very
Ikaw
hard
ba,
question.
yung starter Pokemon?
My starter Pokemon would always be Squirtle.
Why?
Kasi,
Later.
kasi si Squirtle yung unang nagturo sa atin ng ng pag-abot sa mga dreams natin to become independent and successful. Yes, these are the
Bago pa tayo lumayo, mamaya tatanungin natin si Serge. Bago pa tayo lumayo, dumako na muna tayo sa abang-abang na segment ng Leandro and Mai, ang Prompted!
where we post poetry prompts on a weekly basis and feature some of those the following week. If you want to share us your poems, please send them to us via Twitter or Instagram. Send them to us by Twitter DM or tweet it and tag us at Leandro and Mai.
Yes, yes. At dahil dyan, ang prompt of the week natin last week ay write a poem starting with the word end. Yung sample natin dyan. And now the end is near. Timusog kasi ako! Anyway, since medyo maraming nag-send this week at ako yung ako yung assigned. Ako yung nakakaalam. Ako na lang yung babasa ng lahat para makapag-ready si Leandro. para makapag-ready si Leandro mamaya. Maraming nag-send na maiikli, kaya medyo marami tayong babasahin tonight. Let's go. Let's do this. For our first prompt from Queen. For our first prompt Queen of the
For our first prompt queen, uh, hello, good evening. Ayan, nagkakaroon lang ng konting technical difficulties si May Candeliano. We'll be reading the prompts in a while. Again, the prompt last week is write a poem starting with the word end. Before the show ends, we'll give you another prompt for.
Nandito na ako ulit!
Nagulat ako. Intense ka. Nagulat ako legit. Okay.
Kaya agong boses pa sa konsensya mo. Sorry guys, sorry. Medyo maulan ngayon. Hindi ko din alam kung ano nangyari.
Okay.
Anyway, first, from Queen of the Night natin ay si Madel Scooter. Interloper. And here you go again, coming as if there would be arms that would welcome you, in spite of the fact that I never invite you. It disturbs me when I feel your hand patting my head, trying to fill my mind with your statement, and I know to be untrue. I tried to hide from you, went to a distant place, thinking it might help me escape from your sight. But your eyes are keen as the eagle's eyes. Little did I know you were already slowly creeping in. Thought my own might was enough. As I run away from you and close all the doors that would become your means to find your way to visit me. But it seems that I fell into the pit I made. It just left me in despair. Yet there's still this voice in my head speaking softly, causing me to remember, even if you meddle in my solitude, I am not alone. I will never be alone. Thank you, Madel! Maraming salamat sa pag-send. Ngayon naman, para sa pangalawa, ito medyo surprised ako na nag-send siya. Para naman sa ating prompt king of the night, ang maikling to lang ito ay mula kay Kix Perez. Hi, Kix. Alam ko nandyan ka sa comment section. Wala siyang title. And since we started to stop following our heart's delight, I'm afraid every sequence will lead to a silent heart. Ace this to Grabe, kahit palang maikli, nakaka-pressure magbasa ha. For our next prompted feature, prompt queen. Nandito din siya. Ang dami natin ngayon, nakakatuwa. Nakikita ko sila sa comment section. Anyway, this is from Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Pang-alawa. At siguro, Tagalog nga pala to, sorry. Pang-alawa. At siguro, mananatili tayong ganito. Paulit-ulit kitang itataboy, hindi ka man lumalayo, tamang distansya lang mula sa akin hanggang sa dumating ang mga alaala at bigla ka muling hanapin. Kapag hinagilap, ikay magpapakita, magkukumustahan, magpapalitan ng mga saloobin, pero paulit-ulit pa rin kitang itataboy kapag naramdaman ko na ang puso ko'y masasaktang muli. Uunahan kang saktan ng aking mga salita, susubukang iparamdam mula sa mga ito na wala akong pakialam at kasabay ng pagpapaniwala sa iyong wala nga, mananalangin na sana maging ako maniwala na ang nararamdaman ko'y hindi hihigit pa sa dapat maramdaman ng isang kaibigan, itataboy kita at paulit-ulit ko itong gagawin hanggang sa wala ka na at doon ako manghihinayang. Mic drop, Joy! Grabe yun. Intense. Ba't ganun yung mga natin picture natin ngayon? Meron pa, last.
Yan.
Wala kay Enzo. Yes naman. Sa ating regular prompter. Kay Enzo Sibog. Hello, Enzo. Ampersand. And would one day allow me the union of you to me. It will permit the feeling of emptiness in public. No judge would convict the snake coiling onto his arms and slowly reaching for his hands or the mouth that resuscitates this empty vessel. And would one day allow me to continue turning you into poems I can fold into little notes in my mind. It will permit the endless addition of metaphors about you and everything else in this world, and you're the wireless charger that I connect with to revitalize. And you're the cup of ginger tea, spicy and sweet, that verbalizes the beats of my heart and would one day bring you closer to me. Someday, we'll be allowed to say it's you and me. It's you and me.
Galing.
First part pa lang. Grabe naman. Bakit ganito yung mga natin, yung mga viewers natin? Feeling ko mas marami pa sila nasusulat kaysa sa atin. Kaysa sa akin.
Si Enzo every week may bagong pyesa.
Grabe. Ang saya. Natutuwa akong magbasa. Anyway, ay, ang saya. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga sa lahat ng mga nagpasa, yung mga patuloy na nagpapasa kahit nakailang episodes na tayo, patuloy pa rin sila nagpapasa. At saka yung mga first time, so happy na may mga first time pa rin tayo na viewers na nagsasubmit. Thank you,
Yes,
thank you. Thank you
hello.
so much. Anyway, yun, bago pa tayo lumayo, no, at alam ko naman na hinihintay ng lahat itong segment na to. Dumako na tayo sa ating susunod na segment, ang Safe Space. Safe Space is dedicated to all the safe spaces that kept us through the years. Here, we continue to share our poems to you.
You can comment down your thoughts tungkol sa mga pyesa na ipaperform natin ngayong gabi. Pwede rin kayo sumali sa discussion. As always, we always appreciate that. Ayan. For this safe space for performance, we'll be joined by Serge Gabriel later. But before that, I'll perform one poem first. Okay. Let's all welcome Leandro Mai.
Sorry, ako pala yung papakalasin. Let us
Ayos
all
lang.
welcome Leandro Mai featuring One Punch Man.
Okay. Inisip ko kung anong pyesa yung ipaperform ko ngayong gabi. I was choosing between The Amazing and Spent. Since yun na yung tema ng mga tula kanina, I opted to do Spent or perform Spent instead. Okay. Spent. I wrote this medyo matagal na rin. Don't perform it a lot. But since safe space naman daw, it's performed here. Spent. I never wanted to write our breakup poem. And honey, I still don't. So maybe call this a tribute to all the memories we cast high in the night sky, some of which we still wish on. While feeling the breeze we once got and made for each other. Whisper the moon a promise to never hate you for the things that made you less amazing and more human. Here's to the anticlimactic. For the will that was feeble but was never short of being true, fighting until that last touch, that one last kiss, that one more minute to that one more moment that never led to that one more try. Which means no more memories further. But the memories we crafted deserve a spot in the living room, so this is where I'll keep them. The workshop for good memories worth making. This is where we repurpose them to become stories to feed us and share. Now, the gap between my heart and yours has never been bigger. Now, in this space, we will place the things that did not work between us. And along with this, we will place in the understanding of what had to be done. We will place in the understanding of what had to be done. Not in the Walter White kind of way. Rather, in a way that will serve peace for us both. Not in a silver platter. Rather, in the cups of your hands, scarred and blemished from all the repair work you had to do for us. Which doesn't mean you were not successful. Rather, that you were. We were. Just not the way we wished. We have spent days fantasizing how the sunlight would never dim, and never made days leading towards the I have to go. But it still went. Time is never lenient. Apart doesn't mean go towards anger, you said. It means thank you. It means the dark is not darkness. The night sky will always have the stars we've made to wish on. Wishing not to make new ones. Rather, for them to stay there, bright and glowing forever. Yan.
Grabe.
Oo.
Ang
Na-
tagal ko hindi narinig.
Quick share lang, no? Sumusulat ako ng isang dula na ang pamagat ay Ang Puso Kong Hiwa, inspired by the collection of the Paulo Chausas.
May list na libro, punta po kayo sa Shopee, lahat ng
Yes,
nag-aangas.
oo. So, Ang Puso Kong Hiwa, the play, is a story of Julie and Philip. And this is the poem. This is one of the poems that will be used in that play. So, pag natapos ko siya, no? Pag dumating yung araw na natapos ko siya, I'll be happy to share it with everyone. Ang hirap magsulat ng play, mga kaibigan.
Yeah. I know. Ay, nako.
Ayan,
Ayan.
may Cantillano. Go!
Tayo. Ready na ba kayo? Ay. Ready na ba yung mga fans na, na shinout out ko sa Twitter? Yung mga fans ni Serge Gabriel, ready na ba kayo? Nasaan yung mga banners niya? For our safe space performances na manggagaling sa ating special guest for tonight. Tonight he is from Words Anonymous. Gusto kong basahin yung sorry. Gusto ko lang basahin yung yung promo natin before
Sige, go.
yung introduction natin kay Serge before sa Wakol. Ayan.
Throwback.
Ang ating special guest for tonight ay si Serge Gabriel. Si Serge Gabriel ay mula sa Words Anonymous. Kakaibang magmahal si Serge. Dahil araw-araw kanyang pipiliin. Magbibisikleta, lalangoy, at tatakbo makarating lang on time. Dahil let's all have one of the most lovable people we know to join and share us his poems. It is all welcome, Serge Gabriel.
Hello. My gosh. Yes, I can see myself. Hello, friends. I was like, oh no, naglalag ba yung computer ko? Hello. My gosh. Can I just say first time ko marinig yung copy na yun? Oh my God, grabe kayo. Hello, everybody. Gosh.
Welcome! So, welcome sa podcast, Serge.
Oh my God, Yes, there! I can see you there, all three of you. If I look, naka-mirror image ba to? So if I look to my right. Sorry. This is so amazing. Sorry, ang galing. Technology things. Shucks. I'm more excited to talk Pokemon with you than actually perform. But oh my God. Sobrang oh my gosh. This is gonna be the best episode ever. Okay, sige, calm. I'm calm na.
Alright. Go ahead, Sage. Take it away.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Mai. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the Leandro and Mai podcast. It's my honor to be here. I'm so excited to share a lot of some poetry with all of you. You know, honestly, like the first poem that came to mind for this episode, I'm gonna perform it. Because when I wrote this poem, everybody knows the backstory of this if this isn't the first time you're hearing this. It used to be a Pokemon poem. As in, yung sa dining room namin dyan, I was just thinking na, I think I was fixing yung Pokemon cards ko ata. And I thought na, oh wow, I wonder if I could write a poem about this. And then like, oh wow, fire and love. Oh, fire and water. Wala lang, it's perfect. And then when I was writing it down, it ended up becoming like a poem itself, like a love poem na. And I was like, oh man. So that's why the Pokemon block is the longest. So please enjoy this piece. This is called Every Day. Originally a Pokemon poem. But you know, love and Pokemon, they're the same thing. So enjoy Every Day. Now, this may be the unpopular opinion, But when people ask me, what's the most romantic thing you can give to another person, I always have just one answer. No, it's not, but it's every day. Now, every time I say that, I'm greeted with the same blank stares and faces because every day is not romantic. Every day is not as good looking as his older brothers, always, forever, and until the end of my life, which managed to make it to the end of every I love you uttered in this world. I love you always. I love you forever. I will love you until the end of my life, but I will love you every day. No one ever says that. No one ever says that because every day is concrete and concrete scares people. Every day can give you the Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and always can only try to promise. It gives you the Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, forever can only try to give. But even though this is the unpopular opinion, I do think every day is romantic. And if I may, I honestly think I would love the idea of getting to give you that someday. I would love to give you every day. If I may, let 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 me love you. And if you do, I promise you no more mundane moments in your life. Not to say that every date that we ever have will be filled with fireworks lighting up the night sky. No. I don't have enough money for that. But when I say no mundane moments, I mean dinner will never just be dinner, conversation will never just be conversation. And when I utter the words, I love you, I will mean it from the bottom of my heart. Let me love you. And as geeky as this sounds, I promise I will choose you. The same way I chose my first Pokemon. Now, people think it's funny when I compare love and Pokemon, but honestly, I don't think it is because when you think about it, really, when you think about it, isn't love a lot like fire, water, and grass? Isn't it like fire when you see that person entering the room for the first time ever? Doesn't feel like there's a burning sensation, an actual burning sensation in your chest that says, shit, Serge, you have to be the very best. And when you finally get to speak to that person, doesn't feel like a scratch, no, a slash, no, an ember, no, a flamethrower, no, a seismic toss even hitting you all at the same time. Isn't love like water? Doesn't it make up most of the world, but that's not good enough for you? Doesn't make up most of your body, but that's still not good enough for you? Don't you drink on it? Don't you dance on it? When it freezes over, don't you skate on it? Isn't love like that? Doesn't make up most of your body? Doesn't make up most of the world? Don't you die without it? Isn't love like grass? Not the drugs kind, but isn't it like grass? Isn't it beautiful to watch it grow from something so small to something so big? And when it dies, doesn't a small part of you die inside too? Let me love you, and I promise I will love you the same way I loved my first Pokemon. Let me love you whenever you're feeling sleepy, angry, sad, or happy, or strangely, all of the above at the same time. I will be there. And when you're thirsty, I'll be there to quench your thirst with water or wine or beer. Or if you don't drink, iced tea. Let me love you, and the only thing you ever have to be frightened about are the horror movies that we will watch together. I promise you, I will only close my eyes when you're not looking. Let me love you, and even though it's physically impossible to give you a ring, because sadly, I want to be able to show this entire world that my love for you goes beyond this one. Let me love you because I think you are like the sun. Because I think you're brilliant, you're bold, and you're beautiful. Now, this may be the unpopular opinion, but when people ask me what's the most romantic thing you can give to another person, I always have just one answer. It's not Pokemon, it's not Star Wars, but it's every day. And I'm hoping someday that's going to be good enough for you. So if you let me, if I may, please let me give you all of these days. And let me start with the first day of the week. Let me give you all of my Mondays. Let me give you all of my Mondays, and I promise you no more mundane moments in your life. Let me give you all of my Tuesdays, and I promise I will choose you the same way I chose my first Pokemon. A little bit unsure, unbelievably excited, but like it was the single greatest decision I would ever have to make in my life. Let me give you all of my Wednesdays, and whenever you're feeling anything at all, I will be there for you. All of my Thursdays, and I promise I will quench your thirst, not just with water, wine, or beer, or iced tea, but with all the love in the world. Let me give you all of my Saturdays because I want to give you Saturn, this earth, my entire universe even. Let me give you all of my Sundays because, my God, I think you are like the sun. Because I think you're brilliant, you're bold, you're beautiful, you're alive, and you give me life. Now, this may be the unpopular opinion, but when people ask me what's the most romantic thing you can give to another person, I always have just one answer. It's not Pokemon, it's not Star Wars, My God, it's not even the NBA or Digimon, but it's every day. And I'm hoping someday that's going to be good enough for you. So if you let me, if I may, please let me give you all of these days. And if you let me, if I may, if I'm not unbelievably in over my head, I do hope you let me start no day, but today. Thank you. Bow. Oh God. Can I just, oh my God.
Yun na,
This is my first time performing
nandito
pa na naka-chair. Ang galing. Ang weird na feeling. Like, whoa, oh my God. Thanks,
ang
friends.
daming nag-comment, ang daming nag-hi sa'yo, Serge.
Oh my gosh, wait,
Yes.
wait, I will open.
Sila Joey. Joey. Si Zoe.
Hi,
Sabi,
Joey! Wait, I'm moving. Hi, Anya. Oh my gosh, si Pao is here. Hi, Pao. Oh my God. Oh my God. Elise
ang
here. Hi,
dami.
Elise. Hey, Dev.
So
Oh,
many people.
Oo, feeling ko sobrang na-enjoy nila yung everyday. Kasi
oh my
kailan ko
gosh.
last na narinig.
Sweet.
Ang tagal na.
Shouts.
Last
Last,
kong
Sobrang good.
napanood nung sa fully booked view.
yes! Angels and
Oh
Demons.
my God, talaga
Oo,
yun.
tagal na nun, no?
Shocks. We've been
Totoo.
through so much. Can you imagine we'll be doing this someday na ano, wala nang masks? Please, my God.
Oh, great. Anyway, I believe meron ka pang meron ka pang i-share.
Yeah, I
Opo.
got another one. I got another one. Yes, so exciting. So
Alam
exciting.
mo, kanin natin si si Serge.
Gosh. Okay. This next one. Um, I feel like it's perfect kasi we're doing pop culture referencing, and this one's based on another anime na naman. So this one is not a love poem. It's based on Dragon Ball Z if you're familiar with it, and super wala so amazing. It's a piece on anti-bullying. And I don't know if you were ever bullied before, but if you're a bully now, please stop bullying people. Like there's hope and redemption for all of us. I will for all of you. I never bullied anybody. And if you're being bullied now, I hope you know there is hope for everybody. So fun. So etong piece na to, this is called Kamehame Wave. I hope you enjoy it. Even if you don't like Dragon Ball Z, I hope you enjoy it pa rin. So, Kamehame Wave. More anime things. What a bunch of nerds. Kamehame Wave. This piece. This piece is a poem in the form of a story written in sadness, hate, and madness, but without any glory, unlike people who like to glorify scenarios like this. This piece is a poem written for every single bully who was so insecure about himself or herself that they had to take it out on somebody smaller than them. This piece is a poem in the form of a story written for every single child who was too small to defend themselves. But most importantly, this piece is a poem in the form of a story written for every single bully whom, in my honest opinion, deserves nothing less than a Kamehame wave to the face. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z or ever seen a Kamehame wave, but my God, I've seen it. And if you hate somebody so much, sometimes the only thing you ever want to do is eradicate them from the face of this earth. And you know what? Because this world is such a horrible, horrible, horrible place, you need to know how to defend yourselves. So in this poem, I'm going to show you exactly how to do a Kamehame wave. You don't go through 10 seasons, about 20 episodes per season, 20 minutes per season, without knowing how a Kamehame wave works, and this is how it works. First, you have to take a step back. All right, I'm not standing up. A step back. A step back, not step forward. Remember, it's back. The same way no one would ever step forward for you. And then you'd cup your hand like this, It's the same motion you would use as if you were begging for something. Maybe your dignity back or your lunch money back, assuming you still had any, diba? And then you cup your hand perpendicular to that like this. It's the same motion you would use as if you were petting a smaller animal like a dog or a fish or a cat, or if you were smaller than all the other kids. And with hate in your heart, you think about that one person you hate the most who made your life a living hell, and you utter the words that every single person in this generation has always wanted to say. Ka! So come on! Come here, come closer, come near, come towards the pain that will hurt more than the hangover of 10,000 San Miguel beers. Ka! May this thing destroy your face. May this thing eradicate your race. May this thing finally put in your God. Ka! May! How did I manage to get to this? How did I ever think that having to fight a bully like you meant having to be a bully like you? Ka! May! Ha! Maybe you do deserve this. But maybe I don't. Maybe you had the circumstances that allowed you to be a bully, but I don't. Maybe you didn't have a choice to be a bully, but I do. Maybe I can be better than you. No, I am better than you. Because I can walk away from this. And maybe that's exactly what I have to do. Maybe all I have to do is stop, look you in the eye, turn my back, and kamehame, wave goodbye. Yeah.
Naramdam ko kung paano kinikilig si Leandro ngayon.
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is one of my favorite poems.
Hey, come on. You guys are bringing it, so I have to keep up with you guys. Just Tapos si Pao is here. Oh my gosh. I have to order your book, Pao.
Alam mo, iniisip ko, paano kaya niya i-perform to ng half body lang? Actually, yung dalawa, may certain pieces kayo, may certain poems kayo na iniisip ko, paano nila ito i-perform ng nakaano lang? Nang nasa
Nang may
screen
frame
ko.
talaga.
May frame.
Oh my God.
Half body lang. Ayan, maraming salamat, Serge Gabriel. Sana nag-enjoy kayo.
Thanks, Leandro.
Gusto niyo mag-comment dun sa mga pinerform ng dalawa. Actually, para sa gabing to, magiging ano lang talaga ako. Magiging host talaga ako ngayong gabi at interviewin natin yung dalawa na to. Kasi medyo malayo yung style ko talaga sa sa style nila. So, para sa episode natin ngayong gabi, pag-uusapan natin how effective is pop culture referencing pagdating sa pag-sulat ng mga tala, ng mga pieces. Alam ko naman na hindi lang naman silang dalawa yung mahilig maglagay ng pop culture reference. And I also think that lahat ng mga nakapanood na sa kanilang dalawa na-enjoy nyo yung performances kasi nga maraming references na nakaka-relate tayong lahat. So, Leandro and Serge, ready na ba kayo?
Yes.
Oh my God. Bring on the discussion!
Okay,
Yan.
sige.
Mamaya meron pang isa pang tula si Serge na i-share. Bago daw, dito mo ba una ipa-perform?
Yeah, my God.
Yes,
Hope
such
it's
a
okay.
privilege.
Ano ka ba? You're all sharing yourselves. It's only fair.
After nitong discussion,
Yan,
ulit natin si Serge. So, first question. Why do you do it? Bakit kayo bakit kayo nagpa-pop culture reference thing sa inyong mga tula? Sino
Yeah.
mo?
Bato.
Sage. Sage na lang una. Sage.
Sige,
Ah,
okay. For mine, I never really imagined I'd be performing it for other people. Like that's my honest answer. Like before this spoken word thing, bago siya nag-boom, I don't know if you felt like you ever wrote your pieces for other people, but I always just wrote them for myself because it's so much fun. Diba? It's like, my gosh, I love this thing so much and I can put it into words. It's like, wow, poetry and Pokemon. This is the crossover that I needed in life. Sobrang, wow! Shucks. Ayun.
Oo.
But I feel like if you
Actually,
ask me now, sige, go.
actually, in The Amazing, it's also, it's also a poem only for myself. Hindi ko siya, I didn't intend to perform it for anyone else ever. Kaya lang there was this one event sa Satinga. Tapos, I was relatively new to the scene. Needless to say, it was years ago. Um, and then, I knew nothing. And then people started going on stage and it was a momentum of people saying, okay, this is a poem I haven't shared before. This is new. This is a new poem. And I was like, wait, what? Ganun ba dapat? Do I have to perform new poems every time? So the the panic in me went through my phone and looked for poems that I could perform. And I found nothing but this one, The Amazing. It was like, and I apologized for it kasi
It saved you. For that.
it had so much. It had so much references. It had lahat ng line, literally every line had one pop culture reference, and I'm afraid people won't get it, or I'll expose myself too early.
Mm-mm.
So I do agree. Well, to answer the question, why do you do it? Napag-usapan namin to ni Paulo Chauses.
Hi, Paul.
I do it because it's fun. And that's, I mean, sabi nga ni Paulo Chauses, if it all boils down to it, you write poems kasi it's fun to do, so it makes you happy.
I couldn't
And if,
agree more.
right? And if you add these things as to sprinkle it up or sparkle it up for you, then do it.
Yes, no. Ako naman personally bilang audience, bilang fan. I think sobrang effective niya kasi talaga kasi nga spoken word performance talaga siya. So pag pina-perform niyo siya as audience, yung energy, yung balik ng yung balik yung na-absorb naming energy. Iba kasi nga relatable siya masyado. Parang feeling ko syempre pop culture yan. Alam ng lahat yan. So extra na kaagad yun. Parang extra connection na kaagad with the audience yun. Then mas mas magda-dive into the piece sila for me. Ganun yung nafe-feel ko whenever I watch you perform eh. Yun lang, may mas may mas baka yung audience natin meron silang mga experiences as audience. Ano yung epekto nito sa kanila whenever nakakapanood sila ng mga ganitong performance. Anyway, moving on to another question.
Yeah.
Do you consider if they would get the poem without getting the reference?
Gosh.
Leandro.
Yeah, go naman first.
Depends really. I mean, if I'm writing for commission or if I'm writing for an assignment, of course I do. But most often to not. I only write for myself. So, in those cases, I don't. For as long as I get it, makes me happy. Um, And it's not, it doesn't hurt the poem. I think that's more important to consider rather than kung magigets ba o hindi. If it hurts the poem, parang just because you love Pikachu with all your heart, you don't insert Pikachu in all your poems.
How dare you?
Hindi ako perfect.
An attack!
Minsan yung tawa ko, ang lakas.
Ikaw, Serge, do you consider it if they would get it if they don't get the reference?
I agree. Same answer with you, Chucks. Like unless someone's actually paying you to do it. Diba? Chucks. Wala. It's you know how when you watch a TV show and then that TV show gives a shout out to like an anime or a sports team that you follow, and suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, shucks. Like si Harvey Specter said Michael Jordan. That's amazing. It's a crossover. Wala lang. So for people who are actually Bulls fans, they're excited because shucks, they named him. They named him. I don't know if they ever think about it, but if they get it, it's great. It's super great. But if they don't, it's okay also. Because if it's you sharing yourself, diba?
Mhm,
I
mhm.
feel like you owe it to yourself to share yourself, diba?
Yes.
That's the simplest way I can put it.
Ako, may times na, may isa kasi ako sinulat, yung ang paborito kong side effect, Leandro.
Oo. Oo, may references
Yes,
yun.
yeah, oo, yung references kasi niya, mga Pinoy films, like, kita-kita, like, that thing called Tadhana. Tapos, medyo may trauma ko. Mayroon kasi akong pinag-performan na audience na hindi nila alam yung mga films. Kaya parang, um, parang minimake sure ko muna na, parang kinakapa ko muna lagi yung audience if napanood ba nila to before ko siya i-perform. Pero yung buong yung buong piece naman, hindi naman, it doesn't revolve around those films naman. So, yeah, natutunan ko na lang na magkaroon ng parang hindi ko na lang isipin nung matagal ko na siyang pina-perform. Hindi ko na lang siya naiisip na din. Siguro dahil matagal ko na nga siyang pina-perform.
Gets. Naitingnan dun yung value, no? Kung po-perform mo, pwede mo ulit i-consider. There's this thing that Mark Di Maisip and Jerome Cleophas made. They call it the XYZ axis.
Wow! But alam
Oh
mo
my
yan,
gosh.
Diba? It's very smart kasi parang the x axis is the things that you have, or the poems that you have, the poems that you can perform. The y axis is the poems, the vibe that the audience gives out. What type of poems would they get, or would they feel like, or when you read the room, hindi ka naman mag-perform ng intense poem right after another intense poem, right? So yung mga ganong bagay.
Sa atin yan.
True. Kaya nagko-curate na tayo ng set. And then your z-axis is where you find the poems that meet those two axes.
Yun,
I think it's very smart that they did that.
Yes, oo, totoo. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga sumusubaybay na ng mga shows ng collab before, yung line-up namin, malamang hindi talaga yun yung line-up na. Yung line-up namin na yun, malamang hindi talaga yun yung nakasulat, no? Sa natin, no? Parang tinatansya talaga namin yung tinatansya namin yung audience. Yung total audience, no? Hindi mo naman. Anyway.
Right.
Meron ka pang sasabihin,
Hindi. I just agree.
I agree also.
Ayan. Last question, what do you think makes it effective yung paggamit ng pop culture references? I
You
think
wanna go first?
sagot na to kanina, no? Pero elaborate na.
Sige. Sige, ako muna. Mabilis lang naman yung sa akin. Kasi I want to build on what Serge said earlier. Nung binanggit niya yung Suits. I think, and I've watched Suits for years. Umabot sa point na tinitipid ko yung episode kasi I love it so much.
Oh my God.
Kasi, I think, when I thought about it, why do I love it so much when I don't care about courtroom dramas? So what makes...
Agree.
I really don't like courtroom dramas. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. So why do I love Suits so much? I think it started when Harvey and Mike.
Spoiler! Sarap.
Hindi. No spoiler. They use pop culture referencing to discuss their cases. As in, I think the first one that I remember is, when they referenced Goodfellas. It was early on the series. It was so amazing and it got me. I watched that scene for like 1,000 times and it still gets me. To answer the question, I think it's effective because you're consuming one thing and then you get a seed of something else. And then it opens a lot more. It triggers a lot more emotion. Like when Serge says, when he talks about Pokemon, I have the tendency as a person to reach back through my memories and relate those feelings dun sa mga naririnig kong bago. And I feel like it's super effective.
Yeah!
Pun intended.
God!
It's super effective if it's subtle. Like, you only notice it if you know it. And then it blows up in your mind. Like, I got it. I got that reference. So it's a special feeling.
Oo nga, may special feelings na dun sa audience kapag nagigets yung reference. Hindi ko alam kung napapansin nyo, pero may times na meron sa audience na kapag nakuha talaga yung reference, these are my people!
God, my tribe.
Sometimes it happens na small patch of people lang, no? Like,
No,
big patch of...
Take it. Sige.
pero okay lang, kahit na konti lang. Basta meron. Basta meron. Appreciate mo siya. Parang yung kay Kuya Arnold, hello Kuya Arnold kung nanonood ka man. May piyesa siya na about friend zone something. Tapos nagbigay siya ng references ng Friends, na How I Met Your Mother. Kaya parang, alam ko yan.
You know.
May ganong effect sa audience.
Ikaw, Serge, why do you think it's effective?
Or super effective. My
Or
gosh,
super-
already answered it. It's perfect na. It's either they get it and they enjoy the reference because it brings them back somewhere. Like it reaches like the deepest part of their heart na, oh shucks, childhood ko to or something. Or like, this is the series I love watching. And if you don't get it, it's like, shucks, what does he or she mean by that? Let me research that, diba?
Yeah, it's funny that you say research kasi sabi ni Donald Glover, one of my favorite creators.
Tropa mo rin yun.
Ano na?
Tropa mo rin yun.
Sabi ni Donald, when he said that, when they were talking about what a nerd is, he said, I don't think of it as a good or bad term. I just think of it as it is. Being a nerd about something means you have to it takes work to like something. It takes work to be into something like Pokemon. I mean, when it first came out, there's freaking 150 of them, and you memorize them all. You know their silhouettes. You know every one of them. And it takes I mean it takes good work and it takes fun work to like it. So when you get it, it sort of rewards you.
Couldn't agree more. My gosh. Just to keep up with everything.
Yes! Pagbasa tayo ng comments, may mga comments dito. Sabi ni Anya, there's someone out there that will get it, tapos suddenly you feel less alone. Yes, because you're not the only awkward geek out there. Nakakainis.
Super
Sabi
great.
ni Zoe, finding your tribe. Josiah, getting the pop references for a poem written for yourself makes it special. Yes, oo. It makes instant connection. It makes the audience more receptive to your message because it is familiar. Yeah,
Yeah.
may familiar.
Agree. Tsaka the best
Nice.
part, even if they're not fans of it, suddenly, if they start to like it, you have another friend you can talk about it to. Sobrang shocks. My gosh.
Nag-research sila.
Wala lang. Sobrang shocks. My gosh.
Nag-research sila.
Came out. So sobrang my gosh. Welcome. There's no gatekeeping here. We're all fans here.
Yes, that's so true.
Elise, true Leandro, fandom life is so tiring.
It kind of is, yeah.
My God.
Especially if
you
you
would
if you
know.
play fandoms that
Yeah.
eventually go into becoming a game that has so many mechanics like Pokemon cards. The math is intense.
Diba?
Ang saya. Eh,
Elise,
sabi,
nag-comment si Elise, sabi niya, I feel like references always add something special to the poems for those who can relate to them. But more often to not, themes are still universal for those who can't get them.
Oh,
Yeah.
so true. That's across all art talaga. That's so true.
yeah. Ang saya. Ang daming ang daming nagsha-share.
Yeah, and si Serge, meron siyang bagong poem.
Yan na.
Shocks. My gosh.
Nag-research sila.
Wala lang.
Hindi na ba kayo? Medyo in-spill nung sabi sa Twitter, sources say.
Wow!
Reliable sources.
Breaking news.
Hindi na natin papangalanan. It might be Elise, pero hindi ko sure eh.
Tago natin sa pangalang Elise.
Oo, tago natin sa pangalang Elise. And once again, everyone, let us all welcome. At palakpakan din natin. Alam kong pumapalakpak kayo dun sa mga bahay. No? Let us all welcome Serge Gabriel.
Thanks, man. This last piece I'm going to do, can I just be completely honest with all of you? I just miss performing so much. Like I can't tell you how much I miss it. And the thing I miss the most about live performances, as in the kind of shows that I miss the most, they're open mic nights. I feel like because a lot of people perform now, I feel like a lot of people feel like they can't perform new things anymore because when they stand in front of a mic, they're like, shucks, kailangan perfect na to. But the reality is like all the other pieces I've ever done, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, up to like the 12th time siguro I've messed it up. Because you develop it. Oh my god, Pokemon reference. It evolves after every time you perform it. And it's never gonna evolve if I never ever perform it. So I'm really, really excited to share this piece with you. I was telling Elise about it when I visited her on Sunday. It's a reflection on, I wonder if we're still going to know how to do things pag wala na yung pandemic. So, it doesn't have a title yet. I don't know. Something about touching or something. But this is a piece I really, really, really love performing. So I've been playing with it all day over the last few days, and I'm excited to share it with all of you. So, enjoy. New piece. Hug, handshake, make out, kiss. My God. When this pandemic is over, I hope I still remember how to do this. I've had a lot of time to think about touching other people. And that scares me a little bit. Because germs is touching other people. Is the idea of human touch like riding a bicycle? Is this something I'm just never supposed to forget? Or is it something that actually requires practice? Hug, handshake, make out, kiss. My God, I still hope I remember how to do this. Hug. If I had no idea how a hug looks like, it's like this. The nonverbal way to ask for a hug is like this. It's literally, I'm opening myself up to you. Come hither. Louis Lit. And when they finally do come close enough for you to hug them, is the goal supposed to be, I'm supposed to lock both of my hands behind your waist? Is there some unspoken rule I'm supposed to put my hands on your sides? Or is it the closer we are to each other, the idea is I'm supposed to lock my hands together? Is it closer I am to you means I can bring you much closer to me? Maybe the idea of a hug is come closer to me. And here's the awkward part. How do you know if you're the one who's supposed to hug from the bottom or from the top? Do you envelope them with all of your love, or do you wrap them from the bottom like a piece of chocolate? Is it envelope or wrapper? Envelope or wrapper? Envelope or wrapper? My God. I hope I still remember how to do this. Hug, handshake, make out, kiss. My God, I hope I remember how to do this. Handshake. Have you ever thought about how a handshake works? Is it because most people in the world are right-handed? Does that mean I'm supposed to extend my right hand? Do left-handed people think they're supposed to shake with their left hand? I'll rephrase the question. When you open a doorknob, do you think about what hand you're going to use? Now I have to think about what hand I'm going to use because I haven't held anybody's hand in 6 months. And then when we shake hands, what if we're both so excited to shake hands? Both of us raise the same hand at the same time. What if they're left-handed, I'm right-handed? What if they lock? Are we supposed to shake? Dear God. You know, I find it incredible that if somebody is right-handed and they shake also with your right hand, it's a literal mirroring of another person. I am shaking with a mirror image of myself because myself is another person. And when we finally shake hands, when our hands finally lock, it's both right hands or both left hands. Think about it. It's like we're both getting off on the right foot, except it's our hands. We're both getting off on our right hands. No, let's not say that. Oh God, I hope I remember how to do this. Hug, handshake, make out, kiss. My Lord, I hope I remember how to do this. Make out. Where did the word make out come from? I haven't Googled it yet. But why is it make out? When else do you use the word make out? Make out. I'm trying to make out this puzzle. I'm trying to make out the clue they're trying to make. I'm trying to make out what this person is trying to say. Is make out just a symbolism for, hey, let's figure this out? So is it like, hey, let's make out and let's figure it out after? Make out. Or is it like the opposite of make up? Like, people put makeup on and then because when people make out, the makeup comes off. So it's make up, make out, make up, make out. Why can't it be make down? Dear God, no, let's not do that. Hug, handshake, make out, kiss. I hope I remember how to do this. Kiss. I don't know how you learned this, but apparently one person's upper lip is supposed to be in the middle of another person's lips. They never teach you that in the school of life. Are you just supposed to feel that? Is it like, I go up here and you go down there? Am I supposed to hand signal like, you be bottom and top? Or are we just supposed to feel it? My gosh. Don't you think it's beautiful that when people kiss, it happens where all the breaths of life happen? It happens where nourishment comes in. This is literally the place where all the most delicious food comes in, and this is where the breath of life comes into you. The very thing that allows me to breathe and eat and enjoy is supposed to be where our lips meet. My God, I hope I remember how to do this. Hug, handshake, make out, kiss. I hope I remember how to do this, but there's going to be a day when this pandemic is over, and maybe what it means to be human is not having to think about a set of instructions, but literally just getting to experience all of you. Now, I don't know about you, but I've got hugs written all over me with an IOU. I've got handshakes I can't ready to wake. I'm going to shake so many hands. It's not going to be a handshake. It's going to be a handquake. My God, I'm going to make out so much. Oh dear. I hope my parents don't hear this. And God, I hope the breath of life, all the food that I get to eat is going to taste as sweet as the kisses when I can do it without the mask. Hug, handshake, make out, kiss. My dear God, I cannot wait to do this. Thank you. Are we supposed to shake? Dear God.
Naliliit doon, no? Lagi natin pinag-uusapan.
Shake. Make out kiss. My God. When this
So, kasi, nagkaroon ka, nag-shoot kami ng short film or something, kasama yung friends ko. Tapos, syempre, bawal pa yung mag-share lang ako, quick lang to. Bawal pang syempre, social distancing pa rin. Tapos, hindi ko alam kung ano yung gagawin ko pagdating ko dun sa venue. Kasi first time ko lumabas ng bahay dito sa Bataan. Pagdating ko doon, sabi ko, hindi ko kayo makamayan. Hindi ko kayo. Yung ginawa ko, nagbaw ako. Hindi ko alam kung bakit
Oh
ako
my God.
Hindi ko alam yung gagawin. Ganun pala yung feeling, nakaka-panic. And then, every time ngayon, sila Anya nandyan lang sa kabilang kanto. Pag pupunta ako doon, tinatanong ko ba, pwede ba kitang yakapin? Oh my gosh, hindi ko na alam kung paano makipag-interact.
Same. How to human after this is over.
That was great! Oh my God!
Yes, Rain,
Serge!
thank you so much for the space to be able to perform. Safe space is right, my God. Sobrang saya. Oh God, I miss performing with all of you so much. Nakamiss.
Thank you. Sobrang nakakamiss lahat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Akala ko tapos na tayo dun sa episode na quarantine effect, Leandro.
Sorry, I got a lot of feelings.
Game.
Okay.
May dadagdag ka pa, Leandro. Naka-mute ka ata, Beccaline.
Ay, oo nga. Kanina pa ako nakamute. Intense. Dami ko na nasabi. Nag-speech na ako, hindi niya narinig. Actually, I just want to sum it all up by saying that one way or another, we're all nerds kasi we all take up work because that's something that we want to understand fully. Takes work. And it doesn't have to be pop culture. I mean, you could be a nerd about the Bible or a nerd about
Joke.
right? Or you can be a nerd about equipment or something else. What? Sorry.
Architecture.
Architecture, right? I mean, I feel like I'm becoming a nerd on architecture already because of what
Yeah,
I watch on YouTube and sa mga sinasabi sa akin ni May Cantillano on a semi-daily basis about architecture. I understand things already and it surprises me. And that's what we live for. Sabi nga ni Lester Abuel, musically it's like covering a song in the middle of your original song. And people get the tune. That relatability that is inside your work. And even in your conversations. It doesn't even have to be poetry. We all have that. And it creates connection within all of us. When you get it, it creates a ton of connection right away. I mean, you just met a person and you found out that they hate this climax that happened in Suits, or they love it, and then you talk about it endlessly. Then you find a sudden connection, and it happens even if you've known the person a long time, like us. It still surprises us when we hear that, like, now Serge watches Suits, and that's amazing. That's something we could talk about more. Um, and we hope we share that feeling with everybody tonight. Uh, yeah, it's been a super fun episode, and it's not yet over. Um, with that, we would like to go on to our next segment, Book of the Month.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Our small effort to support local authors. For this segment, we will turn you over to my Mai Cantillano.
That's me. Yes, that's me. Thank you, Leandro, Serge. Um, we'll be right back after this. No, for now, let's all consume the beauty that is Eros Redux. Uh, Eros Redux author is Muki Katigbak La Cuesta. Um, Muki Katigbak La Cuesta is the author of 4 previous poetry collections, the Proxy Eros, Burning Houses, Tropicalia, and Hush Harbor. Widely awarded for her work, she has won 2 first prize Palanca Awards for her poetry. Yes. And she completed a writing residency for the International Writing Program at the University of Iowa in 2015. So, ang babasahin nating piyesa for tonight para sa ating Book of the Month ay The Telling. I'm scared. Kasi yung last na binasa to ni Miss Mookie, ang sabi nila. Anyway, The Telling. When I tell you that you have an effect upon me you may not intend, and you ask me to render, not tell, I think of cities I have been to and have yet to see, where at some ungodly hour a train slips through unseen tracks, all grooved wheels and steam pipes, announcing neither arrival nor departure, but passage, sure and swift as rain after a dry spell. In the town square, vendors sell candid nuts by the glare of gas lights and the derelict hit or miss of prayers. Everyone forgets to follow through. When the train passes, the makeshift stalls allow the ground its procedural shiver, then it's business as usual. What's earth stopping is the howl of the train expressly on its way. Do not hear. It moans a phantom hunger, all the more terrible because unseen. Hear it? This is the sound of all that rifles through us and does not stay. Everything is in details. Wail of the train, through racks unseen, destination unknown. When I show you how you and I have more hunger than we know what to do with, I'm telling you goodbye before you know it.
Intense. Napakahusay ni Miss Mookie.
Thank you, Miss Mookie, for allowing us to feature your book for our Book of the Month. At syempre, ang nag-request ng book na to para sa Book of the Month ay si Leandro Reyes. Hindi naman sa bias tayo. Kung meron kayong request para sa susunod na buwan, let us know. With that, let's welcome back our special guest, Serge Gabriel. Serge, baka may gusto kang i-promote or i-plug or to remind us all about how great life is.
Shucks. really, I just want to say thanks to the two of you. Grabe kayo. Like this podcasting that you're doing, this is no easy thing. Sobrang, I'm so glad I got to see like the background of it na. So, Glenn, Direct, thank you so much. It's so much technology. Ang galing talaga. Super legit. Ay, Leandro, thank you for the invitation, and thank you for the cookies. My gosh, they're delicious. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Alam ko you're gonna plug them naman later, but thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
if you wanna catch us, just follow our group. So Words Anonymous. Wherever collaboratory is, we're there with them naman. So also happy writing circles. And I didn't get to share it. Just my final thing I want to share. This is my starter Pokemon. Happy to go along with Charmander. The best! Burn all my enemies! I mean, warm love. Joke. Thank you, friends. So much fun talaga. Shucks. I hope I get to see all
Yeah.
of you soon. I hope I get to see all of you soon. Yun lang talaga.
Yes. Sobrang bilis ng panahon, ng oras, and we have again reached the end of this week's episode. Pero bago tuluyang magpaalam, ang prompt natin next week ay write a poem starting with the word or. Is that possible? I believe that's
Yes.
possible. Right? Or.
Magsusunod ko.
Yan.
Possible yan.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us tonight. With that, along with everybody, we would like to thank Collaboratory PH, Creepy Mac, Spoken Word PH, Loudmouth Collective, ang sabi nila, Third Thursdays, Hoyo Home, and Glint Clothing.
Yes, and thanks also to our food sponsors, The Fox and Tea Express, and our special food sponsor today, Cookie Ampay. Tama ba yung basa ko, Ampay?
Yes!
Oh my God! Kayo. Follow them on Instagram at Cookie Ampay. In Kookie Ampay. Ayan pala, pina-flash ni Direk. Ang galing. Magic.
Yes. So beautiful. I'll open it for you guys. It's
And they're big cookies, ha?
yeah, it's huge.
It's huge. It's a big cookie.
Half my face.
I know.
Granted, I have a small face, but it's still a large cookie.
Yes. Maraming salamat, Cookie Ambix, for being our special food sponsor today. And super duper mega special thanks syempre to Upstream Media PH for being our live stream partner for Leandro and Mai Spoken Word Podcast. To learn more
Yes.
about the art of live streaming, or gusto nyo na gusto nyo lang taga-live stream, baka may kailangan kayo i-live stream, mga webinars, and o baka gusto nyo ng taga-pindot ng bot. You may visit the Upstream Media PH Facebook page by our director, Glenn Charles Lopez.
Yeah, and if you could see, thank you again for joining us. If you could see down below, we're a little short of 500 subscribers. If you could make us happy by getting there, it would mean so much for us. You could also consider liking if you like the episode. If you don't, it's fine too. I doubt it.
Grabe! Grabe yung
Kidding.
content. Anyway.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday night. Moving forward, we'll be continuing this time slot of 9 p.m. Once again, this has been Leandro and Mai of Leandro and with Serge Gabriel of Words Anonymous. This has been Leandro and Mai, a Spoken Word podcast.
Yes, at ano kayang pag-uusapan natin next week at sino-sino kaya ang magpapasa ng prompt para sa next week. So, ihintayin namin yung or poems nyo. See you again next week. 9 p.m. na tayo, guys. Palitan nyo na yung mga alarms nyo. 9 p.m. same channel. Bye!
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, friends.
That prompt was brought to you by Biglaang Sulat sa Script. This program was brought to you by Glint Clothing, The Fog, The Express, Hoyo Home, Kokiambix, and Words Anonymous. The Leandro and Maya Spoken Word Podcast is powered by Upstream Media PH. Don't forget to like and share this video if you liked it, if you really liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. Catch us again next week for the Leandro and Maya Spoken Word Podcast.